Hot Chili Peppers. Each measure is kind of divided into its own nice little riff. So we're going to break this down measure by measure because it's shape-based. Here's the first shape. Ring finger, as weird as this is, not that weird. Ring finger goes on 6 of the A, pinky goes on 6 of the D. Pointer finger goes on 4 of the G. Once those fingers are down, you just pick through them. You do these 3 in pitch order from lowest to highest. So, A string, D string, G string. Cool. You actually go back to the D string one more time. So we're going to play those 4 notes and then freeze. Check it out. Okay. You never move the index finger. Well, you will, but for right now you don't. Ring finger is going to come up and it's going to go to the G string because we're about to do hammer-on pull-off. So we're going 4, 6, 4. And that's all just you hit the string once, you do a hammer-on pull-off to get those 3 different pitches. Let's do everything together just up to here. Okay, the next 2 notes are really important. Ring finger is going to go on 6 of the D. And then you pluck the G string, which, like I said, the pointer finger doesn't move, so you just pluck 4 on the G. Index finger doesn't have to move for the first measure, which is really nice. It gives you something to kind of ground against. That's the whole first measure. Let's walk through that. Freeze. The only thing I want you to do is put your pinky down on 7 of the A. This is the next shape. These 2 measures kind of flow really nicely into each other. So starting on measure 2, here's the shape. I like to get the shape set up beforehand, which kind of happens naturally on its own if you're following these fingers. Pinky, or A string, 7 on the A string. Ring finger's already down on 6 of the D, pluck that. Index finger still has not yet moved, so pluck 4 on the G. And then you are going to go back to 6 on the D. So those 4 notes are this. Guess what? We have the hammer-on pull-off happening again. So still, same rules. Don't move the index finger. But the ring finger is going to lift up. It's going to hang out on the G string. You're going to hammer-on pull-off. Hammer-on pull. There's so many. You're going to do that concept from 4 to 6 back to 4. Cool. Let's go right up to there. Just starting on the second measure. Last 2 notes of the second measure. Ring finger goes down on 6 of the D. Index goes to 4 of the G. You just pluck those 2. So let's measure all together. I'm going to speed it up just a tiny bit. See if you can follow me. Yeah. Let's do the first 2 measures together because I want you to focus on putting the just kind of flowing between measure 1 and measure 2. If you can get that gracefully, you'll start seeing how speed plays into this. I'll put the metronome on 90. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. If that was too fast for you, it's good to know. You can slow this down with the Elmore pedal. This can slow down any song on the internet. So you actually could pull up that section of the video. You would tap the pedal twice to slow the song, then tap once to play with me, slow down. Your hands never leave the guitar because you would just tap the rewind. You could play this as many times as you wanted. Here we go. Third measure. Looks like this. Good news, it's actually the same shape and the same pattern as the second measure. You're just dropping down a string. I'll walk you through it anyway though. Pinky finger. As that word came out of my mouth, I was like, that's not the word. Pinky finger goes to 7 of the E. Ring ring finger, there we go, ring finger goes on 6 of the A, index 4 of the D. And then you see the pattern, right? The 4th note is back to 6 on the A. You know what's coming next, the hammer-on pull-off. And this time, that's happening on the D string. Let's just go up to there. Last 2 notes is going to be ring finger back to 6 on the A. And then you're going to play 4 on the D, like that. Also, just added information, this is a very famous shape of the major arpeggio. This is how guitarists think about this stuff. This shape is actually incredibly helpful to know. I just wanted to point it out. There it is. Look at it, love it, lick it, don't lick it. That's gross. Let's keep going. The 4th measure goes like this. And oh my gosh, do you see the major arpeggio in there? Yes, you do. Let's walk through it anyway. Pinky finger goes on 9 of the A. Ring finger goes on 8 of the D. Index is going to hit 6 of the G. I lifted up my fingers and that was bad form. Don't do that. You want to keep all of them down until you need that hammer-on pull-off. So you know what's up. Here's the first 4 notes. Let's play them together. And then, yes, the hammer-on pull-off. Here we go. Last 2 notes. You should know this by now. We are going to play everything slowly up to this point. I'm actually going to drop it down to 80 this time. Let's do it. Now the second time around, there's one small change. Second time around looks like this. First 3 measures are exactly the same, but the 4th measure, we're going to change to this. The fingers are important here. It goes like this. Ring finger, 6 of the E. Pinky, 6 of the A. Index goes on 4 of the D. Right, and you know where this is going. First 4 notes are the pattern it has been. Okay, this part right here. Hammer-on pull-off, nothing really new. The ring finger's coming over to do the hammer-on pull-off stuff. Then ring finger goes down on 6 of the A. Right, and your last note is going to be 4 of the D. Look at your hand. Because your ring finger doesn't have to move in order for you to loop this pattern. Here's what I mean. Leave the ring finger where it is. Put the pinky down on 6 of the D. Put the index finger down on 4 of the G. You're now set up for measure 1. So these little transitions are actually going to help when you do put speed on this. Just pointing that out there. Let's do the whole song at 80 beats per minute. We'll go through the phrase twice with the 2 different endings. Follow me. Here's some strategies that help my students. Just isolate the arpeggios. This is huge. There's a high success rate when my students do this strategy. Here's what I'm talking about. Just play the first 3 notes of every measure. That's it. Second strategy, play these as if they're chords. And that helps people just move all the fingers at once. Some of my students' biggest problems is they actually will move one finger at a time, and that will slow everything down. Next thing, I like my students to analyze stuff. I'll put the PDF in front of them and I'll say, analyze this. What is the least amount of movement you can make going from measure 3 to measure 4? I'll give you a technical exercise to show you an example. Okay, so play measure 3, and when you're done, just freeze. What happens next? Look at where your pinky needs to land next. So my eyes are now on the A string, 9th fret, okay? In just a second, I'm gonna have my pinky hop up there. So play measure 3. Freeze, lock in, A string, 9th fret, and then hop. And this is also a spot where I say people put down one finger at a time, and that slows them down. This is exactly one of those spots. You know, if you can go as if they're chords, you just sped up your transition time by a lot. So it's okay to be wherever you are, but it's also helpful to know these are the little things you can shave off, the little details you can work on to help speed this up. If this content is helpful, please like and subscribe. Click Elmore Pedal. They're a company focused on learning and education. Strong values to my heart, is that obvious? Check out my social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, where I teach 60-second lessons, and I'm here on YouTube. Have a good one.